Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So if you were watching earlier today during the live stream, I said I would have a second video on later this afternoon about a new concept vehicle that Chrysler was coming out with. And basically that concept was kind of announced by Chrysler CEO Chris Feuell at the Chrysler Carlisle Nationals this past week. I was there, I recorded the whole thing. And basically, she was talking about a brand new Pacifica concept vehicle, but it was basically specifically for overlanding. So basically, she's going to take the ultimate family minivan and make it so it goes off the beaten path. So originally, I kind of questioned this because back in, I think it was November, she did an interview with CNBC, or maybe it was December. She did an interview with CNBC talking about how the Chrysler brand is becoming kind of like an adventure brand kind of vehicle because people that like the outdoors and stuff are buying them.
And the segment is targeting some new buyers.
Empty nesters, single people and couples with pets, young people who are very outdoor active. I'm proud to say that when I came into leading the brand in 2021, we recaptured segment leadership. And we've held that for the last 3.5 years.
And I kind of laughed because I was like, you know what, that's kind of stupid because they have the whole Jeep brand for it. Well, after doing a lot of thinking about it and hearing her talk at the Carlisle Nationals, basically what I kind of thought was, hey, you know, ever since the pandemic, there's been this whole kind of movement about van life people. And people are buying these really expensive Ram ProMaster vans and modifying them. And there's, you know, Ford Transit vans and stuff. But Chrysler has a minivan that's all-wheel drive capable, and basically you can get one that's either used or well-equipped, you know, for a decent price. So it kind of made sense when she said that it would be coming, you know, very soon to the Overland Expo, and I believe it's the one in Colorado, which is coming up next month. So very interesting nonetheless, but it kind of went with the discussion of Chrysler's future lineup. Now, she did talk about an updated Pacifica, a new D-segment crossover, which we know internally is called the C6X, a full-size sedan that's coming that may or may not carry the 300 name, as well as a new compact crossover. But again, this thing really caught my attention because this could be a whole new niche for Chrysler. Sounds kind of weird, but again, with all-wheel drive capability and minivans being kind of the Swiss Army knife of utility vehicles, the more I thought about it when I was writing the article, it kind of made sense. So I was like, okay. But we can listen to Chris Feuell actually talk about it. She hinted at it. And let's go to that right now, and we'll talk about it a little bit more after.
That would be awesome. I mean, look, I'm a soccer dad. I'm sure there's plenty of sport parents here. Or as I was doing the Still and Go Challenge, I said, maybe you do some mild off-roading. Well, maybe you can put... Whoa.
Stay tuned on that one.
Okay, all right.
So I don't know how many of you go to the Overland Expo, but we've got a pretty interesting concept that we've created for that event, Off-Road Pacifica.
Oh my.
Keep it in mind.
All right.
A dedicated Chrysler design team. I just met with them yesterday to take a look at a couple of new concepts that we're creating, as well as the future designs on the products that we're getting prepared to launch, and the Pacifica Overland concept that we're taking to the Overland Expo. So I think you can expect to see some game changers coming from Chrysler.
So basically she just said an off-road Pacifica. So we already know, like, again, like I said, it's like the Swiss Army knife of, you know, utility vehicles. And while she didn't spill all the details just yet, it's easy to imagine a concept that could include, you know, all-terrain tires, a lifted suspension, roof racks, solar panels, off-road lighting, and maybe even built-in sleeping or storage setups. So we've seen Jeep and Ram already do these kind of vehicles. You know, it's very popular for pickup trucks and SUVs to do this, but never a minivan. So again, this is kind of a different way to look at the Chrysler brand. And again, with the whole van life movement, it kind of makes sense. Now, we recently seen Jeep actually come up with a new patent, and it actually was shown on a concept vehicle very recently that showed that you could take and remove the Freedom panels in the Wrangler and actually climb up into a rooftop tent. Now, while I highly doubt that this would happen, we did create some AI images of what a possible Pacifica overlanding vehicle would look like. And again, you could have a rooftop tent. It could have, you know, a whole bunch of different things. You could pop the hatch and have a tent out the back there. But you can kind of see, like with off-road tires, a lifted suspension. this would be a pretty good vehicle for going down to moderate trails. I mean, obviously it's not going to go rock climbing in Moab or anything like that, but it's kind of cool if you're going to go off the beaten path down like a little bit out in the woods and stuff to get off the grid. So basically, we'll be watching closely when this thing drops at the Overland Expo, and I believe it's the Colorado one next month. But if Chrysler and Mopar, I mean, I'm sure Mopar is going to be doing a lot of accessories for this thing, can nail the execution, this could be the beginning of something really cool for the brand and for adventurous families everywhere. So be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, would you take a Pacifica off-road? It's kind of an interesting question, but I'd like to hear it. So until later, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.